Good morning, guys. This is Michaela. It's 60 minutes of Barre. We have back dancing today. Yay! You will need your ball, your weight, your strap for stretching, obviously your mat, and then the back of a sturdy chair, just so we could do some curtsy lunges and that kind of thing. So with that, we will get started. Alrighty. Foundation, your feet and hips distance apart. Draw your navel up and in. Really press into all four corners of your feet. Start your shoulder rolls up, back, and around. It's up, back, and around. Up, back, and around. Lift your heart, draw your navel in. Find really strong legs here. Yep, squeeze all the muscles. Then take one more up, back, and around. And then they take about 4 or 5 forward, down, and around. So just rolling your shoulders the opposite direction. 2 more. And then 1 more, and then just 1 more, up, back, and around. Lift your heart, draw your navel in. Take a big deep bend to your knees, reach down. Inhale, reach up and up. Exhale, take it down and down. Inhale, up and up. So you're bending your knees over your second and third toes, sinking your glutes back and down. Tuck your tailbone under slightly to help draw your navel up and in and neutralize your spine. 2 more. 1 more, down and down. Exhale, up and up. Hands to heart center. Separate your feet slightly wider than your hips. Turn your toes out to 10 and 2. Sink it down into your turned out squat. Pulse it out. Down and inch up and down and inch up and you have 8. We're going to take it to full range in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take it all the way up and then take it all the way down. Watch your knees. We're still just bending them over our second and third toes. Your tailbone reaching to the back baseboard. Your heart still reaching up and forward. Maintain that neutral spine. You have 2. Last one down. Last one up. Heel toe your feet back together. Back to hips distance. And then reach your fingertips up. Draw your shoulders down. Take an inhale. Reach your heart up. As you exhale, take that tiny back bend. Lift your gaze. Go post your arms. Inhale up. Exhale, another back bend. 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Deep bend to your knees. Finger pads to the floor first. And then start to walk your hands forward. Walk your feet back. Find your high plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Press into your ball mount. Shift your ball mounts. Shift your heels over your ball mount. Draw your shoulders back. Take your gaze straight down. You can modify this by coming down to your knees, just bending your knees, bringing your heels towards your glutes. Feel yourself go onto the part of above your kneecap. Now tuck your tailbone slightly under, draw your navel in. We're just going to hold this. We'll add movement to our forearm plank in 8, in 7, in 6. You have an extension stretch coming up for 4 more, 3, 2. All right, hold it, and then tap down your knees. Find your extension stretch. Bring your hips directly over your knees. Slide your hands to the upper corners of your mat. Reach your heart down. You can take your forehead to the floor. Press into your shins. Reach your tailbone up to the ceiling. Just stretch out that low back. Take 1 more breath. And then slowly find your forearm plank. So roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Find your forearms, number 11, with your forearms planted into your hands. Step your right foot back, left foot back. Find length in your spine before taking any modification. Yep. Put your gaze down to your thumbs. Draw your shoulders back. Draw your navel in. You got it. Hold it here. Just hold it here. First, perfect your forearm plank. Again, option to tap down to your knees. Just bend your knees. We're just going to add some hip tips. So start to tip it right. Come center, left, center, right, center, left. Center. They're really small. You're keeping your navel drawn into your spine. And then just reaching your hip point closer to your mat, coming back center, switching to the other side. So really finding a strong core engagement to keep you lifted in your forearm plank. You only have 10 more seconds. You can do it. Really tracking your elbows towards your hips. Your hips are also slightly moving side to side. For 3, for 2, and then 1, tap your knees down. Bring your big toes to touch and separate your knees and come into your child's pose. Bring your tailbone as far back as it will go. Slide your arms forward again, your hands to the upper corners of your mat. Draw your shoulders back. Tense your finger pads, and then lay your forehead onto your mat. So active arms in your child's pose. Draw your shoulders back. You can even kind of roll slightly towards the crown of your head to get a neck stretch. And then slowly slide your forehead forward, gaze up to your fingertips. Slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. All right, we are headed into seated neutral spine before we go into any kind of push-up. And so have a seat, sweep your legs forward. Find your ball. We're gonna place our ball between our shins. So this just gives us a little bit more of an alignment. So we're not squeezing the ball. We're using it there as a guide to keep our heels about hips distance. Slide your heels forward. Find that soft bend in your knees. You can lift your sitting bone side to side to just really find that foundation. Take your hands behind your hamstrings. Keep your gaze straight ahead. Now, pull up on your hamstrings with your hands, but then squeeze your quads and your hamstrings to push your hamstrings into your hands. Draw your shoulders back, and then close your eyes. With each inhale, grow your crown of head taller and root your tailbone down and your sit bones. With each exhale, draw your navel in and plug your shoulders back. We're going to take this for about 3 more breaths. So just really finding your neutral spine, nice tall spine, core engagement, and then on your next exhale here, slowly release your hands, but maintain your alignment. Extend your arms forward. Keep digging your heels down. Toes should be facing straight up. Now on your next inhale, just hinge back with your flat back, with your neutral spine. Find your edge. Hold it here for 2 breaths. Long inhale, long exhale. Again, inhale. And then as you exhale, come back forward. And then let's take it back and down. And then forward and forward. Find your breath. Inhale as you're basically leaning back. You're pressing into your sit bones, your tailbone rooting into the floor, using your abdominal strength to bring that neutral spine, that flat back, come up to vertical. Let's take 2 more. Back and back. Forward and forward. Last one, back and back. Exhale, forward and forward. Take your hands to take your hands to heart center. And so from here, find your prayer hands. Really draw your shoulders down. Inhale, grow taller. As you exhale, just twist to the right. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist to the left. Once again, you can keep your eyes closed, really focusing on lengthening your spine and just adding that twist as far as your body can go. The press of your hand helps you keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. Finding work in your obliques. This is a very gentle twisting because we are in our neutral spine. It's all about keeping your navel pulled up and in to help work the oblique muscle. We're going to take the last one on the right. Hold it here and then just pulse it. Gentle pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to center. Take it to the left. Hold it. Now pulse it out. You got it. You can really feel the twisting of your spine here because it's in neutral and it's very obvious. 3, 2, 1. Hold, slowly come back center. And then from here, inhale, reach your arms up. Draw your shoulders down. As you exhale, hinge forward, find your forward fold. Reach your hands as far forward as they can go. You still have as neutral of a spine as you can get. Drop your arms. Now tuck your chin to your chest as you roll up and over and fold up and over your straight legs. Let your head hang heavy. Shake it. No, not yet. And then maybe if you'd like to start to lengthen your legs a little more, keep a micro bend. But you can find then a hamstring stretch, and it's stretching your low back here. So now you've got a rounded back. Slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's take this to some push-ups. We're going to do traditional push-ups today. So you can take your ball high between your thighs. Just flip on over. We'll do some cat-cows. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Find those 90-degree bends. Inhale, cow, arch your back, lift your gaze. Drop your belly. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and round out your back towards the ceiling. Again, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. slowly come back to center. So from here, we're gonna take our hands wider. So just slide your hands outwards. Keep your thumbs on your mat, your fingers off. Tuck your toes under, and then find your high plank with your push-up arm. So find your length first. Option to tap down to your knees, bend your knees, and then make sure your heart is going to reach down between your thumbs and then come up. So lower, lower, it's lift and lift. Once again, this is all about alignment. It's not about how low you can go in your push-up. You got it. Down and down, up and up. Inhale on the down, exhale on the up. You only have 6 more. So stacking your elbows over your wrists, especially at your lowest push-up point, is really important to maintain not just alignment, but protect your wrist. You have 2 more. And on your last one, just hold it halfway down and pulse it down an inch, up an inch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly tap your knees down. Tuck your toes under, have a seat on your heels. Take your hands behind you, clasp your hands. Pull your hands down, take a shoulder roll up, back and around. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Pull your hands downwards and away from your hips. Keep your hands clasped, giving you a nice heart opener right here. Drop your shoulders and then slowly release. All right, come back to your all fours and then keep your toes tucked under. Find your down dog, hips up, heels are up. Ears are between your biceps. You can alternate bending your knees to give yourself a little dynamic stretch in the calves and in the hamstrings. Keep your navel pulled in. And then slowly just lift both heels. Lift your hips a little higher. Press your hips back. Energize your heels towards your mat. Take a breath here and really feel that stretch in the back line of your body. On your next inhale, gaze to your thumbs. Slowly as you exhale, walk your feet to the back of your wrist. Take a generous bend to your knees here. Go ahead, let your abdominals touch your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Yep, gaze between your knees. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. And then slowly, very slowly, with your knees bent, slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. With your head coming up last. And let's head into our arm work. All right, so grab your weight. We'll do that staggered stance as an option, so I'll leave it up to you. But so let's start. Feet hips distance apart. Take that shoulder shrug up, back and around. Find your bicep curl. Bicep curl. So extend and extend. It's bend and bend. Keep your shoulders plugged back. Your heart reaching forward. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl it up. So the staggered stance as an option. So maintain it soft then in both knees at first. Lift your right heel gently. Slide your right ball mount back maybe a few inches. And then extend your right leg long and squeeze your right glute, which is a slight staggered stance. So this will kind of force you to squeeze your right glute. Starting to prime, especially the glutes today. We have back dancing. You have 3 more bicep curls. You have 2. Last one, hold at 90 degrees. Start to pulse your bicep. And then, if you can, just squeeze your right glute too. Squeeze, squeeze. Think of it as a bend reach of the leg maybe. 3, 2, 1. Switch to hammer curls. And then switch out your feet. So then lift your left heel slightly up. Slide your left foot back again, maybe. So I'm looking at mine. My toes are basically in line with the back of my left toes are in line with the back of my right foot. The key is to square your shoulders, your hips, and squeeze that left glute to find that engagement. You have 5, 4, 3. We'll do those pulses again. In 2. All right, hold your arms at 90. Pulse your biceps again in your hammer curls and add the squeeze of your glutes. Squeeze, 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 pulse, pulse, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly step your left foot in. Turn your palms up. Take it to wide bicep curls right here. You got it. As always, weights are optional. If you have your weights, make sure you maintain your firm wrist. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at 90 degrees. Plug your shoulders back. We're just going to reach our arms out with a soft bend in the elbows and then pull them in. It's reach, Yeah, so it's a hot, yeah, oh my God, my mouth. It's a soft bend in the elbows. I'm sorry about that. Reach and pull. So we're still working biceps. We're gonna switch it out to chest. In 2, hold it on the out. You always have the option of ditching your waist. Those tiny W chest flies. Do you remember these? I haven't done these in ages. Takes a lot of shoulder strength. So if you ditch your waist, that's okay. But then feel like you're working through water, even more concrete, soft concrete, and you're just squeezing your elbows towards each other and taking these shallow scoops. Your elbows should never go higher than your shoulders. To work it as low as you need to. You only have 2 more, out and out, in and in. Hold it on the out, and then just pulse your biceps up, up, up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your elbows into your waist. Let's take those rotator cuff massages. Ditch your waist here if you'd like. It's just your palms go from up to facing each other in front of you. So once again, you can take this wide and low, or you could take it, well, not wide and low, but low, and then take it center, or take it wide and keep it wide. It's up to you. Just getting a little rotation in your shoulders, little lubrication of your rotator cuff. Last 2, last 1, and then slowly bring your elbows back in. Give it a shoulder roll. We got to go into our back and triceps. So from here, go ahead and take just a shallow turned out squat. So separate your feet slightly wider than your hips. Turn your toes out to 10 and 2. Just think back, just enough so you get a nice hinge forward. Extend your arms, and then find that reverse fly. So keeping just that tiny bend in the elbows, with or without weights, pretend like you're hugging a big, giant beach ball. Tuck your tailbone slightly under, draw your navel in, keep your shoulders relaxed. You only have 4, you have 3, last 2. On your next one here, hold it on the up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pulse them in. In, in, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your elbows back to your sides. Lift your elbows up, relax your shoulders. Just 8 tricep extension. It's extend straight, bend to 90. So basically, your thumbs will stop right about at your glutes. So you don't really want it to go in any further, or you actually lose some of your engagement. You got it. Last 3. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Last 2. Last 1. Hold the extend. 4 times. Bend, reach it longer. Reach it longer. Get it straighter. Here's your straightest arm. Lift it up and hold. Up and hold. Up and hold. You got it. You got it. We're going to turn our palms down in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Widen your arms, your hands away from each other. Turn your palms down. Relax your shoulders. Start to lift it higher. Higher. So no down. Lift. Lift. I promise. Only 8, 7, 6. Get your arms straighter. You have 4. Relax your shoulders. Last 2. Hold it here. Just hold the arms up. Draw your navel in. Relax your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your elbows first, and then straighten out your arms. Now stack your spine. Heel toe your feet back to parallel. Roll the shoulders out. Roll them up, back and around, up, back and around. Oh yeah, bend your knees. Ditch your weights if you haven't already. Take the shoulder rolls forward. All right. So with your feet at hip distance, neutral, find, reach both arms up. Draw your shoulders down, bend your right elbow, high-five your back. Press the back of your head to your forearm. Take your gaze straight ahead, draw your shoulders down. Now lift your heart, draw your navel in. And then slowly switch. Left elbow bend, high-five your back, press the back of your head to your forearm. Once again, draw your shoulders down, lift your heart, draw your navel in. Close your eyes to feel that lengthening, that release of your triceps. And then slowly, very slowly extend both arms. Release, take your arms either side of you. Take that giant shoulder roll. Now keep your hips right over your ankles. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Find a back bend as deep as your body allows. Keep your navel drawn in to keep your hips directly over your ankle, protecting your low back. Keep your navel drawn in. Let your arms fall back. And breathe. And then slowly, very slowly, roll your shoulders up, back, forward, down and around. And then take your right arm across your body. Hook your left elbow underneath your forearm. Draw your shoulders down. And then take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Maybe take a slight gaze upward. And then slowly switch it out. Release your arms. Left arm comes across. Hook the right elbow. Shoulders down. Lengthen your spine. And then take your right ear towards your right shoulder. All right. Slowly, very slowly come back to center. Release your arms. Find the back of your chair. And then find your quad stretch for your right leg. So feet start out in parallel. Right foot, right hand. Press your thighs together first. Pull your right knee behind your left knee. Tuck your hips under. Lift your heart. Draw your navel up and in. Slowly release and switch it out. Left foot, left hand. Press your thighs together first. Pull your left knee behind your right. Tuck your hips under. Keep your hips square. Keep them level. We have a tendency to come out of our square hips. Slowly release your left foot. Okay, we're going to start with our curtsy lunge, only because we have to do one leg at a time. So we have to make sure we get that done. It's really important for warming up for our back dancing. All right, so find the back of your chair, your countertop or something. Karate chop the bar with your pinkies. Feet are still going to start hip distance. Slowly turn your toes out to 10 and 2. Maybe widen your heels a little bit away from each other. Really press into your left foot. Draw your navel in. Lift your right heel. Lift it. Step it back. Now make sure your right hip stays square. Step it back. And so now your knees are turned out. Now sink it down. Find what works for you. Look down at your knees. They should be about at the same height. And then just start to pulse it out. Knees are turned out. So it is a very awkward stance. I've seen this done with the left, with a standing for the front foot facing forward. So you can play with that as well. Right now we're just pulsing down an inch up an inch. If I didn't say that already, you got it. So once again, just like in our turned out squat, take a tiny tuck to your tailbone, draw your navel in, keep your spine neutral. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hold it on the down. This is a little challenge option. You can just hold or lift your left heel up and then lower. Lift, not a lot, maybe an inch off the floor, lower. 2 more. Option to keep the left heel lifted, pulse your hips down an inch up an inch. You have 7, 6, or you could just have kept your heel down. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. Last 2 and 1, hold it here. Oh my God, my right thigh is shaking. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left heel down, extend both legs. Whew, shake it out. Wow, wow. All right, let's do the other side. Karate chop your bar, heel, maybe a little wider, turn your toes out to 10 and 2, lift your left heel up, keep your hips square, lift your left foot, step it back behind your right foot, and then bend both knees. So just play with it. This alignment is the most important thing. You can do less reps as long as your alignment is good. Now, same thing, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. Curtsy is very, very strange. Woo, you got it, down an inch, up an inch. Draw your navel in. And you will feel if one side is tighter than the other. You have 5. You have 4. This is my bad hip. We'll see if I can lift my heel. Last 2. All right, option to hold it here. Or lift your right heel, lower it down. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lower. You have 3. You have 2. Last 1. Take it down an inch up an inch. Have the option of keeping the right heel lifted or press it down. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Navel in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right heel down. Extend your leg. Woo. Holy cow. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to go into parallel squats. So find your ball. Place it high between your thighs. We're gonna use the back of our chair again just to get started. So this time, overhand grip the bar slightly wider than your shoulders. Make sure your feet are hip distance, your full arm distance from your chair. And then squeeze your ball, sink it down. And then from here, you can take your hands off. Now squeeze the ball. Just pulse it down an inch, up an inch. As always, keep your spine neutral. Your knees, do your best to keep them behind your toes. Lift your heart. Down an inch, up an inch. So you really are transferring the load to your heels here. Excuse me. So you're changing up where you feel your squat. The more you can take your knees back, which will sink your glutes back and down. And then lifting your heart so your shoulders don't go past your knees. You have 5. You have 4. 3. We'll go to full range. Hold it on the down. And then take it all the way up. Take it all the way down. I like to inhale on the down, exhale on the up. But you could do it the other direction. Doesn't matter. You got it. You got it. You got it. 2 more. All right, so on this last one here, lift your right heel and start to just pulse. Pulse. Take it down an inch, down an inch, down an inch. So gaze down at your knees. So what you would like to find is that your right knee should not have popped much forward than your left. So you're putting this load in your left quad right here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right heel down, left heel up. Let's pulse it. Pulse it. So the left thigh now is higher than the right thigh, but the knee should not be much further forward. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option. Lift both heels or lower both heels. And then just pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Land your heels. Extend your legs. So the choreography today, thanks to Edna, says water ski. What we will do is just do our best to hold a water ski turned out. So I'm just going to switch my chair to the side here, just so I can show you guys. So I'm going to be profiled to my chair. If you have a bar and you can pull off, oh, good for you. Heels together, toes apart, squeeze your heels, lift your heels 2 inches. Now find that soft bend like we're gonna start in our narrow V, right? And actually start to come down into your narrow V. From there, keep your knees exactly where they are. You're just gonna hinge back. So I'm trying to create a straight line, the back of my head, all the way to the back of my thigh. We're just gonna hold it here for about 20 seconds, maybe less. Okay, let's say 15. Just hold it here. Draw your navel in. Squeeze your glutes. Yep, there's a tiny, tiny tuck of your tailbone under. You got it. If you're pulling away from the bar, you are so lucky. Otherwise, you will take this as shallow as we need to in 3, in 2, and 1. Slowly stack your shoulders back over your hips. Land your heels. Whoa. Holy cow. That was a lot of crazy thigh work, wasn't it? All right. So let's stretch. Come on down to your mat. Maybe grab a sip of water. I'm going to grab one because I'm at altitude. That's my excuse. All righty. So let's find ourselves on our knees towards the back edge of our mat. Step your right foot forward. Lunge forward. Stack your right knee over your right ankle. Square your shoulders. Square your hips. So once again, that straight line back of that all the way to the back of my thighs. Right forearm to right quad, bend your left knee. Bring your left heel towards your glute by taking your left hand grab for the outside of your left foot or your pant leg. Try not to grab your ankle. Pull that heel in. Now squeeze your left glute as tightly as you can and hold it for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Slowly release your left glute, release your left foot. Finger pads down to your mat. Extend your right leg, right toes come up. Once your hip, left hip is over your left knee, slide your right leg straight. Flex your right foot as deeply as you can, but maintain a micro bend in that knee. Lift your heart, draw your shoulders back. Take a big inhale. Exhale, just Hinge a little further forward. Reach your heart to your toes. Reach your toes to your heart. Slowly left hand to the outside of your right foot. Draw your shoulders down and then gaze over your right shoulder. IT band release. And then slowly left hand down, right ball mount down, square your hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Take a big inhale. Crown of head reaches forward with your neutral spine. And then as you exhale, now round up and over your straight right leg. Press into your right ball mount. Draw your right hip back, your left hip forward. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Maybe you bend your elbows a little deeper, but draw your navel away from your thigh. Slowly push the floor away, take your gaze forward. Right toes lift off your mat, slide your right heel forward. Square your hips, and then from here, just reach your crown of head forward, reach your toes forward, finding your square hip split stretch. And then slowly push the mat away, shift your hips back, bring both hands to your left side, sweep your right leg all the way around, bring your right knee back onto your mat, and then let's find our stretch on the other side. So once again, starts with standing on your knees, step your left foot forward, big step, lunge forward, knee over ankle, square your shoulders, your hips. Yes, lunge forward, hinge forward. Slowly bend your right knee, bring your right heel towards your glutes, right hand reaches back. Oh yeah, left forearm can go on your quad. Square your shoulders, your hips, pull your right heel in, squeeze your right glute as tightly as you can as you draw your navel away from your thigh. Hold that squeeze for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release your right foot, finger pads down. Extend your left leg, left toes. Come up, flex your left foot, right hip over right knee. Slide your left heel forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your heart. Exhale, lunge it forward, hinge it forward. Flex your foot, reach your toes to your heart. Reach your heart to your toes. Right hand comes to the outside of your left foot. Draw your navel in. And then gaze over your right shoulder. One more breath in your IT band stretch. Right hand comes back down, left ball mount presses down, re-square your hips, left hip back, right hip forward. This time, big inhale, crown of head reaches to the wall in front of you. Lengthen your spine as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round it up and over your straight left leg. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Maybe bend your elbows more, press into your ball mount. Keep your navel drawn in. Square hip split stretch, round back hamstring stretch, and then press the floor away. Lift your gaze, lift your toes, slide your left heel forward. Once again, re-square your hips. This time, bend your elbows as deeply as you can. Take your gaze past your toes reaching for the wall in front of you. A deeper hamstring stretch. Slowly press your mat away. Bring your left hand to meet your right. Shift your hip back and lean to the right as you sweep your left leg all the way around, bringing your left knee back under your left hip. And we are done with stretching. We are headed into our high C, low C, and then straight into our back dancing. And so, alrighty, grab your ball and slowly have a seat on your mat. Alrighty, high C time. Have a seat. This time the ball comes high between our thighs. We're going to start the same way we did in our seated neutral spine, except feet will be down, feet hips distance, knees hips distance, sit up super tall. Squeeze that ball this time. So now the ball is here for a purpose, not just alignment. Lengthen your spine. As you exhale, hinge back again with a flat back. Once again, let's hold this here for 2 full breaths, because this really forces you to draw your navel up and in. And then on your next inhale, just hinge back a little further and then tuck your hips under. Start to roll out like you're going to roll down to your low back. Once you find your sacrum, lift your gaze, elbows wide and down, shoulders down, squeeze that ball. Now inhale, roll back just a little bit, tip back. Exhale, curl up and forward. Inhale, tip back. Exhale, curl up and forward. You got it. You got it. Focus on the press of your feet onto your mat, the squeeze of the ball, and keeping the back of your hips flat, not moving on your mat. This is all about that low back, that lumbar spine curve. So we're keeping the entire lower body stable, everything above the lumbar spine stable, And we are working spinal mobility as well as access your transverse abdominal muscles. Last 2. Hold it on the back. Option to dig your left heel down and take both hands to the outside of your left thigh. Square your shoulders. Option to extend your arms, but inhale, tip back. Exhale, twist up and over to the left. Inhale, tip, squared off. Exhale, curl up and over. So the pull of your hand is actually giving your left thigh, your left foot a challenge because you don't want it to lift. So dig your heel down as you twist up and over. So holding on is actually more of a challenge today, I think, than not holding on. So you got a little off position going. Last 2. Last 1. Now hold your twist. And here, just take the twist a little deeper first. Now pulse it out. Pulse. So just like what we did in our seated neutral spine, but now you're really finding those obliques. You have 5, you have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back center. Let your left foot come back down. Let's just do a few tip and curls, a little reset. If you need to come up to your sitting bones, reset, and then realign, re-engage. 2 more tip and curls. On your next one, hold it on the back. Dig your right heel down, both hands outside of your thigh. Inhale, square and tip back. Exhale, curl up and over. Inhale, tip. Exhale, twist up and over. Yep. Hold on that thigh and dig that heel down. Yeah, you got a lot going on right here. Try it. Try releasing your hands. Feel how much easier it actually is when you are not pulling on your thigh. At least that's what I think. You guys got it. You have 4. Exhale on the twist. 3. You have 2. On this next one, hold the twist. Really hold on to the thigh. Twist a little deeper. Now pulse it out. Pulse. Pulse. Woo, draw your navel in. You got it. 8, 7, 6, 5. So strong, you guys. 2 and 1. Slowly, slowly, slowly come back center. This time, dig both heels down. Option to release your hands. We're just going to take slow back and back. Curl up and forward. Back and back. Curl up and forward. We're going to start to take it even for longer. So right now, back for 2, up for 2. Now take it back for 1, 2, 3, up for 1, 2, 3. Next, 1, 2, 3, 4, forward, 1, 2, 3. And then from here, extend your arms, tuck your chin to your chest. We're going to roll all the way down. 8 counts. 7, 6. You can start to extend your legs. You have 4. You can hold behind your hamstrings. 2 and 1. Bend your knees immediately. Plant your feet or your ball mount hip distance. Lay your head, neck, and shoulders on the floor. Find the back of your hips flat. Press into your feet. Draw your navel in. Feel your low back start to press into your mat. Narrow your rib cage. And then from here, start with your hands behind your hamstrings or behind your neck. Take an inhale as you exhale, curl up and forward. Inhale. Exhale, curl up and forward. Option to take your legs to a tabletop. Flex your feet if you are going to take your legs into your tabletop. That just really helps maintain your knee over hip alignment. If your feet are on the floor, just press into the floor. Feel how that helps you press into the back of your hips. You only have 3 more here. You have 2. Let's hold it on the up. Let's pulse it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold it right here or lay your head, neck, and shoulders down. Oops, my ball rolled away. And then from here. If your legs are in tabletop, great. Just extend your right leg. If your feet are on the floor, still extend your right leg and squeeze the ball. From here, left hand to the back of your neck. Right hand either behind your thighs or extend it forward. So inhale, navel, and exhale, twist up and over. Boy, lots of twists today. You got it. You only have 6. Squeeze that ball. Press into the back of your hip. You have 4. We'll pulse in 3, in 2, last one, hold it, pulse it out, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep your elbow wide, 2, 1, slowly, both hands behind your neck, right leg comes down, switch it out, left leg extends, And then from here, left arm extends or holds behind your hamstring. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist it up and over. Inhale, exhale, twist. You got it. So up to you whether your right foot is on the floor or still in your tabletop flex foot. You have 4. You have 3. Last 2. Hold the twist here. Pulse it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back center. If your legs or feet are still on the floor, take them to tabletop now. Option to extend, rooftop or extend your legs. Squeeze your ball. I'm switching my hands behind my hamstrings. You can keep them behind your neck. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl it up and forward. Lower. Curl it up and forward. Inhale. Exhale. You got it. 4 more. You have 3. You have 2. On your last one, hold it on the up. Hold it here. Pulse it out. 8, 7. You have a hold. In 5. In 4. Protect your neck. 2. Now hold it here. You can take your hands behind your neck. Keep your neck neutral. So just keep drawing your navel into your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Bring your feet back to the floor. Release your ball. All right. And then slowly hug your knees into your chest. Shift side to side to massage your low back. We will take our spinal twist here. So slowly come back center. Extend or goat post your arms. Make sure your hips are still flat on the floor. So that means your knees are just over your hips. That's fine. And then draw your knees to the right as your gaze goes to the left. So we started out with hips flat on the floor. The tailbone was not lifted. So this will help you get into a better stacked position of your hips. Keep your left shoulder flat. And then slowly come back center. Once again, inhale, hips on the floor. Exhale, twist to the left. Gaze to the right. Right shoulder flat on the floor. Draw your navel in. Feel a deeper twist in your spine when you draw your navel in. And then slowly, very slowly, come back center. We're going to start our back dancing in a high bridge. So foundation, your feet, hips distance, knees are bent. Your ankles are directly under your knees, so you can tell that by touching your heel with your fingertips. That's about the distance. And then robot or plant your hands flat either side of you. Take an extra breath here. Long inhale. Long exhale, and then as you inhale, lift your hips as high as you can. Draw your navel in. Squeeze your glutes as tightly as you can right here. Just squeeze and hold that squeeze. Draw your navel in. Now, maintain everything else, but release the squeeze of your glutes. So we're just going to strengthen that low back. So this is instead of doing an extension stretch, or a back bend. So just hold that. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lower it down, 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 and down. Now, definitely robot your arms. Lift your hips an inch or 2 off the floor. Point your tailbone to where the ceiling meets the wall. Draw your navel in. Start to squeeze your glutes. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. So the squeeze of your glutes equates to a tiny pulse up of your hips. So if you can't quite figure out how to squeeze your glutes, just it's a tiny thrust of your hips up an inch, not much more than that. You got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's work the left side first today. Hold here. Hold with your tailbone hovering, the back of your hips hovering. Press into your left foot. Tabletop your right leg. Flex your right foot. Now squeeze your left glute. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Or squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Option to slap your right hand to your right side of thigh to keep that right knee directly over your right hip. And then feel the press of your foot on the floor. Feel your hamstrings engage with each tuck of your hips. You got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, hold the squeeze of your left glute. Extend your right leg. Flex your right foot. Bend, reach your right leg. Bend, reach. bend, reach, bend, reach, reach. For 3, 2, hold your reach, lower this right thigh, down and down. Take it up and up. Inhale as you lower your right thigh, bringing it parallel to your left. If you want extra challenge, take it lower than that, but do not change the lift, that tiny lift of your hips from your mat. You have 4 more. 3. Last 2. Last one, down and down. Bring the leg back up. Extend your heel to the ceiling. Squeeze your left glute. 10 full seconds. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Slap your right hand to your right thigh. Left knee will open to the left and then come back center, so like a little clamshell. If you want more challenge, both thighs can open into a V and then back to center. So it's more challenging to do both, actually. So that's more core strength rather than working your glutes, isolating your glutes with only the left leg opening like we do in a basics class. It's actually, to me, more, it works your left glute more. You're isolating it. You're not distracting yourself with having to open up the right thigh. You have 2 more. On your next one, hold your left thigh on the open. Draw your navel in. 20 seconds, please, ladies. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. I am timing us. I promise. Squeeze your left glute. It's going to start to burn. You still have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly bring your left knee back center. Bring your right thigh to meet your left thigh. Squeeze your knees. 10 seconds, I ask of you. Squeeze, 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 or squeeze and hold, squeeze and hold. You got it. For 3, 2, here's your hold. Focus on squeezing your knees, your inner thighs, and drawing your navel in. Keeping your glutes lifted is enough to work your left glute, and then slowly lower. Hug your knees into your chest. Holy cow, shift side to side. And then slowly come back center. Plant your right foot back down. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. So options here is just press your left thigh out, keeping the back of your hips flat on the floor. Second option, hands behind your right thigh. Bring your right knee over your right hip. Flex both feet, and then extend your right leg towards the ceiling. So either way, you're getting your supine figure 4 stretch. Feel that inner thigh stretch. Feel the stretch in the outer hip and the outer thigh. Take another breath. And slowly bend your right knee if you had it extended. Uncross your left thigh. And then just windshield wiper your knees here for a second, side to side, before we get to the other side. All right, slowly come back center. Find your feet back at that hip distance. And then from here, robot your arms again. Lift your tailbone slightly off the floor. Press your bottom ribs down, navel in. We're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. So for as much as our left glute was hurting, adding movement here actually makes it feel a little better. You know, when you're not moving, you feel the burn more. You have 5 more pulses. 3, 2, hold the squeeze of your glutes. Tabletop your left leg, flex your left foot, and then start to squeeze your right glute. Tiny little hip tips up, 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 or up and hold, up and hold. Yep. So first variation right here, always taking more time to really prime that muscle, really find that engagement. You got it, ladies. You got it. Keep your navel drawn in. That protects your low back. If you have back tension right now, you can take your hands under your hips. You can lay the top of your hips slightly onto your top of hand. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, left leg extend, bend, reach, flex your foot, reach your left heel up to the ceiling, bend, reach, 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 reach. Hold your reach. Inhale, lower your left leg down and down. Exhale, bring it up. It's down and down. It's up and up. You got it. So the squeeze of your right glute right now, the lift of your hips being stabilized by your right glute, your right leg. You really feel the hamstrings. You got it. That's where the stabilization comes from. The hamstrings, the gluteus medius. This is your last one, down and down. It's up and up, 2 bend reaches, and now just squeeze your right glute 10 seconds. You got it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Slap your left thigh, right knee opens outside your right hip line, and you bring it back center. Out and out. It's in and in. Close your eyes. Are your bottom ribs still pressing onto your mat? Is your navel pulled up and in? We're just opening and closing the right thigh. You only have 3 more. Out and out. It's in and in. Out and out. It's in and in. Now hold it on the out. Yep. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your right glute. It's gonna start to burn. Yeah. You have 15 seconds left. Yep. I promised 20. I am timing it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Tuck, 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 or tuck and hold. Tuck and hold. You have 4. You have 3. You have 2. 1. Slowly bring your right thigh back center. Bring your left knee to squeeze into your right knee. Here we go, ladies. 10 seconds. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Tuck, 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 tuck. Yes, you can. 5, 4. You have a hold in 3, 2. Hold it here. Yep. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Draw your navel in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hips back down. Hug your knees into your chest. And then slowly, very slowly, come back center. Both feet down, right ankle over your left knee. So again, first option, keep your left foot down. Just push your right thigh out. Or the other option, hands behind your left thigh. Bring your left knee over your left hip. Flex both feet. Option to extend your left leg long. And just breathe into it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, slowly, very slowly, release, and then find your happy baby. Draw your knees towards your same side shoulders. Lay your hips flat on the floor, and then parallel your feet as best as you can towards the ceiling, and then grab for what's accessible. I don't care if you grab from the outside or the inside, but lay your tailbone down, and then open up your thighs, flex your feet if you'd like, and then shift side to side. So it's really important to just find that neutral spine as we open up our hips. You can actually open them wider when your spine is neutral. Slowly come back to center. Bring your feet together, knees together, thighs together. And then from here, just let your legs fall open. We're gonna head into our floor stretch. I just wanted to get this in. We're just gonna do hamstring stretches and our IT band stretch. So here you can flex or point your foot, circle your ankle one direction, and then the other direction. And then slowly, very slowly, release your hands from your thighs. So right now, your legs are only staying open as much as your inner thigh strength allows. Keep your navel drawn in. Use your inner thigh strength to bring your thighs back together. Bend your knees, place them on the floor. Find your strap. You know what, we've been on the floor quite a bit. Actually, you know what, we'll do a seated stretch. Cross at the ankle. Let's rock and roll up to sitting, because we still have to do flat back floor, a quick flat back floor. So I'd rather not spend so much time flat on our mat. Alrighty, so from here, so let's find that seated neutral spine again, this time without the ball. So feet are hip distance, dig your heels down, toes are up. You have a small bend behind your knees. Walk your sitting bones back so that your legs are extended as far as you can, and then take your left knee, bend your left knee. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right knee. Grab your strap, loop it around your arch, and then split your strap elbows wide, wide, wide. Dig your heel down, flex your right foot, inhale. Crown of head reaches up. As you exhale, take that hinge forward. Really important here, and reset if you need to. I'm going to, because I need to make sure both my sitting bones are flat on the floor, and then finding my neutral spine hamstring stretch. And this is a great seated stretch, especially after back dancing, because we are getting a nice left hip stretch as well. Take your straps together, and then walk down your straps. So right now, keeping still in neutral spine, reach your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Draw your shoulders back and down. Gaze over your right shoulder. So IT band stretch going on the right side. If you actively keep your left foot pressing into your right knee, but then try to open up that left thigh, that left knee reaching to the floor, you get a nice glute stretch, a nice hip stretch. Slowly reach your hand, bring your hand back to center, and then walk down your strap even further. Reach your crown of head to your toes. Now tuck your chin to your chest. You can shake your head. No, nod your head, yes. And then slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. And let's take the same stretch on the other side. So slowly release your strap. Bring your left knee in towards your heart. Extend your left leg. And then bend your right knee. Bring your right foot to the inside of your right knee. And so for me, I have a hip injury. So just a cue to you guys, if you have any hip issues, take your foot just lower. You can even take it all the way down towards your ankle if you'd like. So that is actually what I have to do. Loop your strap. Split your strap, elbows wide. So once again, find your sitting bones. Inhale, crown of head reaches up. As you exhale, hinge forward with that flat back. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. That neutral spine hamstring stretch. Take your straps together. Keep the neutral spine. Start to walk down a little further if you can. And then left hand reaches, grabs the double strap. Right hand to the outside of your right foot. Draw your shoulders down. And then gaze over your left shoulder. Press that right thigh open. If you did so on the other side, give it a try on this side. Slowly, your hand comes back to the double strap. Gaze comes forward. Walk down your strap just a little bit more. Now, tuck your chin to your chest to round out your back into your flex spine hamstring stretch, your round back hamstring stretch. And then slowly, very slowly, when you are ready, walk back up. Come back to neutral. Draw your right knee in first, slightly, and then extend your right leg. All right, so send your strap off to the side, slide down so that your feet are towards the base of your mat. And then from here, hands come back behind your hamstrings or extend forward, tuck your chin to your chest, slowly roll all the way down. Let's go into our flat back floor abdominals and then a final stretch. All righty, so yeah, just a quick set of flat back. So from here, plant your feet hips distance. Ankles under your knees. Plant your hands flat either side of you or robot your arms. Now lift your heel, float your toes off your mat, and then just feel how right now your tailbone, the back of your hips, your low back are on the floor. Just take a slight tuck under. Draw your navel in. Close your eyes. Just let your feet kind of dangle, but keep the knees over your hips, and just pull your navel in, like a pull. Pull. Notice how your thighs just pop in ever so slightly. That is all we want in flat back. We do not want like this big, teeter-totter on their hips. It's a pull-in of the navel. 3, 2, 1. All right, options here. Either rooftop both legs first, or both feet come back to the floor. Extend your right leg long. So it's up to you what you want to do. So from here, just make sure your knees start over your hips. Inhale, lower your right leg down. Exhale, bring it back up. Right leg down and down. Exhale, up and up. You only have 6. You have 5. So the left thigh stays super stable, whether your foot is on the floor or your leg is in rooftop. Last 2. All right, so on your next one, extend that right leg long. Bend, reach your right leg. Bend, reach. 2 more. Hold it here. Do that same hip tuck. Pull your navel in. You can do this even if your left foot is on the floor. So just feel the navel pull in. With the right leg lowered and extended, you are working your obliques just a little bit more. You have 4, you have 3, 2, and 1. So we bring your right leg back center and then switch it out. And so this time your right foot can be rooftops or on the floor. And then from here, just extend your left, or like your left leg will travel down and down. Bring it up and up. So I'm going to demo on this side with the right foot stable. You got it. Down and down. It's up and up. Inhale on the lower. Exhale on the lift. Inhale lower. Exhale, lift. You have 3 more, down and down. It's up and up. You have 2. On your next one, hold it on the lower. Bend, reach your left leg. Bend, reach. Bend, reach. From here, hold the reach. Tuck it under. Tuck it under. So even if my right foot is on the floor, just like some of you may have had the left foot on the floor, if I do that little pull of my navel in, pull, pull, it does pulse the left thigh. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring your left leg back up. Everybody, extend your legs long towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. Reach your heels up. Bend, reach your legs. Bend, reach. Bend, reach. Bend, reach. Hold the reach right here. Draw your navel in. You can even take your hands, press them onto your belly button, plug your shoulders back. Lower your legs to a challenge point. Hold them right here. Draw your navel in. 8 counts. This is your challenge. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Shift side to side to massage your low back. All right, we are just about done, ladies. We have 2 stretches left. All right, so the first one is just another spinal twist. Bring your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg long. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, take another supine twist. One-legged supine twist to the left. Gaze to the right. Right shoulder flat on the floor. Take 2 full breaths here. With each breath, lengthen your spine. With each exhale, draw your navel in. And then when you are ready, come back center, switch it out. Left knee into your chest. Extend your right leg long. Take an inhale. As you exhale, twist it to the right. Gaze to the left. And same thing, breathe into the stretch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw your navel in to deepen your twist. 1 more inhale. And then exhale. Slowly come back to center. From here, extend your arms and your legs super long. Take a good afternoon stretch. It is afternoon. You can even shimmy up and down here to really reach your fingertips up, reach your toes. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, draw your navel in. Slowly bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Take your forehead to your knees. Curl up into a tight ball, the opposite of what we just did with our good afternoon stretch. Create tension, create compression, and then slowly, oh so slowly release. Shoulders, neck, and head come down first. Arms extend out to either side of you. Toes come down to the floor. Extend your legs long. Separate your thighs wide. Let your feet fall open. Knees fall open. And find the breath that you started with at the beginning of class. Thank you so much for joining me this Friday morning / afternoon.